Testing, testing, testing. Yes. Yep. Social media channel somewhere on this video. Just look around the
hmm
space.
I'm doing something completely random.
Was
I'm just doing like a really weird like line pattern. Sometimes, specifically in the morning, I listen to metal to get my day going.
hold up.
Just like wake up, like okay,
Like
yeah,
you
I'm
just go
here.
straight. Like you wake up and just like
Yeah, like
what, what,
I'm like, yeah, I'm here, guys.
oh.
I'm here.
Yo, what's up, folks? Now Jones here with another episode of My Type of People. I'm here today in Garner, North Carolina, and I have with me today graphic designer, illustrator, anime lover, and cosplayer, Tiana Nurse.
Hi.
And today we're going to be painting plant pots. While we getting the paint prepared, I guess bring us a little bit into your world. So why graphic design? Why illustration? How did you get into it?
So I've always been creative. I've always been really into illustrating for as long as I could remember. I've always been around really creative people. My grandmother was really creative. She was kind of like an interior designer almost, always had like a really uh, cool eye for design and how we laid things out around our house. My uncle was an illustrator, my cousin is a graffiti artist, so I just kind of always been around these really creative people. Um, but I didn't always want to be a designer or illustrator because one, I didn't think that I could turn this into a career.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I originally wanted to be a forensic scientist.
And
How
I
did I
want to be
get
a
there?
veterinarian. That's crazy.
I've always been into forensics. Me and my mom was always watching true crime shows,
Mm-hmm.
cold case files, forensic files, the
Yep.
first 48. We were always watching these shows, and I really got into the people in the background, the people who did the work to help figure out like how this murder happened.
Right.
I really loved all and learning about it. It was so cool. My mom actually had got me a lot of these CSI kits for Christmas
All right.
when I was a
CSI kids.
kid.
All right.
So at a really young age, I knew how to reconstruct the human face.
Okay. All right.
It was part of the kit. You had to reconstruct a human skull and figure out who the victim was. And I also learned how to, dust for fingerprints and use the black light and all of that stuff because that was all part of the kit. I was really into forensics.
Oh, that's all right. That's
Really into
interesting.
forensics.
Boy, it's kind of crazy to say that because I think a lot of creators are into science first.
hmm
Because originally I want to be a veterinarian.
Oh, that was something
So
I wanted to be when I was a kid because I really loved like animals, and so I was
same.
just like, oh,
So
that.
I was like, I don't know. But then blood and stuff came to the picture, and I don't like. I'll pass out real quick.
Yeah.
So, but the reconstructing the human face is crazy.
Yeah, I know that sounds crazy for like a 12-year-old to just be like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like putting together a human skull. It wasn't. It's not. It wasn't real. It was plastic.
Say, I think no, I'm messing with you.
So I really really enjoyed doing that. And when I in New York, a lot of the high schools are wrapped around things that you want to do in college. So they
Mm,
had a high school for everything. They had a high school for forensic science. They had high school. They
mm,
even had high schools for like if you want to be a firefighter.
that's
So it's
interesting.
really specific. And so my high school was actually a law school,
Mm,
and I studied, you know, law for
right.
4 years, but I also studied computer forensics and
Mm,
forensics law. So, um, but how I transitioned into wanting to be a designer was my high school art teacher,
mm,
Miss Durant. Shout out to Miss Durante. Um, she was the one who kind of made me lean more into my talents and made me think about going to art school.
right.
And so my junior end of my junior year, beginning of my senior year of high school, I decided that I was going to go to art school.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the rest is history.
How would you define like good graphic design?
For me, one thing I remember several things from college, but something that always stuck with me was design. Design should be timeless.
Timeless.
Yeah. So, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, even though trends are always constantly evolving and, there's always something different out,
Hmm.
the fact that your design can still hold and still compete and be relevant in that time. That's the type of uh, inspiration and influence I try to incorporate into my own work as a designer.
I think most creatives should think
Yeah,
in that space,
yeah.
right? Because it's like I feel like with graphic design or just design period, you do the project, and
Mhm.
then it's like that's it.
Yeah,
It's like you don't go back to it. You might,
yeah.
but it's rare that you go back to it,
Mhm.
think about it,
Yeah.
dissect it,
Yep.
and then but people don't really come back to it over time.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what did this mean to you? What is like? It had to have a feeling, some type of feeling attached. And most
Right.
people just do it just to
Yeah, I think
do it.
about timeless design like, a lot of timeless design is in brand identity. So you
Mm,
think about, logos like the Apple logo or IBM or, even I would say even Google, even though they recently, well, not recently, but they changed their logo from a serif to a sans serif.
mm,
But,
mm-hmm.
just that small little tweak set them up for the future. Like they won't have to think about changing their logo anymore.
Right, right. So, what would you say your design and like illustration process is? Do you have any preferred tools you go to, or do you like sketch it out first, then put it
Yeah.
on computer?
Yeah,
What's
so I when I was in college, um I was in college from 2010 to 2013, and we learned a lot of traditional methods of design.
hmm
And one of those traditional things was doing like thumbnails and compositional drawings. So for every single one of my projects, I had to do 10 to 15 thumbnails of a concept.
hmm
And then I had to do a compositional drawing of like the thumbnail that I
hmm
chose. And then I had to transfer that to the computer and to being digital.
Right.
And I really do love that process,
Mm,
because it gives you time to think about stuff. It gives
definitely.
you time to like, map out things how you want to do it. And I understand like, it's not always the most efficient way because, in today's time everybody needs their stuff like yesterday. So
They saying nothing but a word.
it's yeah, so it's definitely something that, I don't get to do often, but when I do have the time to just sit and, sketch and do my little concept drawings,
Mm,
I feel like it really impacts my final work.
definitely.
I just recently did a booth for a show that my company is going to in August. And when I got the plans for the booth, I printed those out and I literally just drew on top of them because I wanted to figure out like, okay, like
Mm,
I'm gonna put this on this panel. This panel will be dedicated to this. I think this panel should be this color. And it really helped set me up for executing the final booth. So
definitely. And people don't, especially you like started off drawing and stuff like that, and then
mhm.
you like switch to maybe graphic design work.
Mhm.
It's kind of like people expect you to switch when you make that switch. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, I kind of this what sticks for me, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep doing that because
Yeah.
that's what helps me out and with my
Yeah.
process. But a lot
Yeah.
of people don't understand that too. That's not
Mhm.
really a creative, and it's
Mhm.
just like,
Yeah,
all
I
right,
feel like it makes the world of a difference. And I don't know how you know the current designers are being taught.
mm,
I don't know if they still practice these methods, but I definitely think it adds value to your work and
Definitely.
to your thinking process. It really helps you see the bigger picture of everything. And
Mm,
even if, again, like the thumbnail process was a great example of that because you had to sit and think about, okay, 10 to 15 ideas. If one of the ideas you chose didn't work out, you had like 9 to 14 other ideas to back you up.
yeah.
So it definitely, I feel like it's definitely still relevant, and it's
Mm,
still important um to do these practices.
definitely. Shoot, I wish I had first the time because
Yeah,
with like my jobs, I had to be so fast with it, and it's like I don't have that time to
I
sit back and
understand.
think. I'm like, this give me about 2 days,
I
but
understand.
sometimes I need to submit that in like 2 hours. So
Yeah,
it's just like,
yeah.
hold up, can I?
It definitely has a place. I feel like for larger scale product like projects where you have to like execute so like multiple pieces and you have to really sit and think about um not only the consistency of executing design through all of these multiple pieces, but I think it's also important um to like to give yourself that time. I know
Mm,
sometimes deadlines are like
are crazy.
I need this by 12 noon and it's 11:45.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my
I
goodness.
definitely have been in that space before. But it's not always like that. And it's
Mm,
there's definitely room for you to have these projects where you can, set the foundation for
absolutely,
your final work.
absolutely. So, oh, let me give people like a up close here.
Oh
So
yeah.
I got the little. I might just do some stripes, and that
I'm
might
I'm
be.
gonna show you what I'm doing. I'm doing something completely random.
Well,
I'm just doing like a really weird like line pattern.
but still, I think I'm ready to see what the end result gonna be like. It's gonna be really nice.
Yeah.
So, what would you say some of your favorite illustration or design projects, and what makes them special to you?
Um, I really, really enjoy doing branding projects. So
Mm,
helping a company create a logo and an identity for uh, their brand. I really love going. It's such an intricate process, and I
mm,
feel like the whole reason why I fell in love with design in the first place, going back to being a forensic scientist, was because I fell in love with forensics because of how intricate it was and
mm-hmm.
how like you had to get real down into the nitty gritty and so design I feel like does that same it
Oh,
brings me
definitely.
that same joy.
Yeah.
And so when creating a brand identity from everything from the logo to how this logo is used to how the brand is executed to how the
Mm,
company is represented, like I love doing intricate projects like that, even if it's branding for myself, like when
yeah.
I've developed my Waffle Bubble logo, or
Waffle
I've
bubble.
developed yeah, or I've developed logos for just other passion projects that I would like to tap into.
Mm,
It's I really enjoy getting into like I want people to understand what this means and to feel connected to it.
and that's the face of the company too. So I
Yeah,
mean, like they gonna see that regardless.
yeah. The
So
face, the soul,
yeah,
the
that's
heart,
everything.
everything,
The whole body.
the
That see what I did
whole
there with
thing.
the forensics type.
Uh
The
huh.
body. Yeah. See,
See,
there you go.
see, see. It makes sense. It's all connected. It's all connected, guys.
It's all connected. So waffle bubble.
Yes.
So what is what is waffle bubble? Where that come from?
Okay, so I created Waffle Bubble maybe like when I was in high school. It honestly started it didn't start out as an artist name. It started out as a name for my Xbox Live account.
Okay.
And it was just the name that I used for
Yeah.
Xbox Live. And when I went to my very first anime convention, I went to Artist Alley. I was like, I want to do this. I want to sell my art in Artist Alley. So the following year, when I filled out the application,
Mm.
and they were like, okay, so what's your artist name? And I was like, well, I don't want to use my name.
Yeah,
That's
that's
kind
kind
of
of
lame.
boring. Yeah.
So it just smacked me right in my head. It's like Waffle Bubble, and I'm like, yep, that's the name.
So the
And I
people,
really love people's reaction.
yeah, that's
It
gonna
was
be my
just
next
like,
question. Yeah,
what is a waffle bubble? I don't know, but it's me.
yeah. I saw on Instagram. I was like, I'm wondering. I'm gonna ask her what is a waffle bubble?
it it's
It's
everything
like
and nothing at the same time.
everything and nothing. All
Mm-hmm.
right. And the people be like, hey, cause see your artwork online. They be like, your waffle bubble. Like people like your waffle
Uh-huh.
bubble.
Yeah,
So that make you laugh though. It's
it
like the
does.
name.
It does. A lot of people call me waffle. They don't
Okay.
say the whole thing,
Mhm.
but it's I don't know. It's just I love that name. It's just such a cool name. It's random. It's cute. It's like I said. It's everything and nothing at the same
Yeah.
time.
Hey, and it's you. So I mean, all
Yeah,
right, there you go, folks. Waffle bubble.
waffle bubble.
Any like, so do you have any creative blocks or challenges that you run into? And if you do, how do you like overcome that?
Oh yeah, I always run into creative blocks, and I feel like one of the things I do to tap out of it,
Mm,
it's almost funny because it's kind of like a it's almost like an ego thing. It's like I sit with myself and I'm like, okay, why do I feel stuck? What's
mhm,
what's what's going on? And then I a lot of the times when I feel stuck, I kind of tap into that imposter syndrome a bit. It's like I'm not good
mhm.
enough to execute this
Same.
project. That's why
Mhm,
I'm stuck. I'm not a good designer. So like I go through that and then so I have to tap into my ego a little bit and just remind myself, all of the work that I've accomplished,
mhm,
everything that I've been through as a designer, everything that I've learned as a designer, and to constantly remember that there would be no marketing, there would be no advertising, there would
mhm.
be no movies, there would be nothing
Nothing.
without creative people. So
Absolutely.
it's just like I have to just remind myself I can do it. I
Mhm,
have the ability to do it. I have the talent to do it, the knowledge to do it.
mhm.
And that's what kind of brings me out of
That space.
that doubt,
Yeah.
that fear of failing, failing,
Failure.
failing. I can't English
Failure.
sometimes.
Hey,
Huh?
trust in my English jacked up too. So I'm like, yeah, no,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Um,
all good. But yeah, definitely. I feel like looking at like past work and stuff give you that motivation to say, hey, all right,
yeah,
I know what I'm doing, but
yeah,
I'm in my head.
yeah.
So it's just like, all right, let's get about
Get out of there.
this imposter syndrome
Yeah.
type of headspace.
I
So
feel like imposter syndrome is it's it's something that every creative person feels.
oh, all the time.
Being around other creative people where you feel like you're inferior to them or your work doesn't line up with them or they're so
Hmm.
much more popular than you. Especially when there's a lot of like younger artists too who you
Hmm.
feel like are just way more talented than you. I feel
Oh
like it's
yeah.
just like, oh my gosh, like what have I been
What
doing with
am I
my life?
doing in my
Well, what
life?
have I been doing with my life? Like, have I been wasting my time? Like,
Oh, definitely.
they're
Yeah.
like they're like 2 years old and they have a million followers and they're like doing amazing art. Like, what is
I'm like,
happening?
what am I doing with my life here?
What am I doing wrong?
Yeah, I definitely feel that. Like, dude, you're like 10
Yeah,
and you're freaking a master at
yeah,
Adobe
yeah,
like software, and I'm like, what
yeah,
the
yeah.
freak?
I definitely have felt that way, and I feel like that's what I do to overcome that.
Hmm.
I have to remind myself who I am.
Definitely, all the
And
time.
I always say, I'm Tiana. I'm a I'm a designer. No, I'm a lover, a fighter, and a hell of a designer. And
There you go.
that's my little thing that kind of, you know, shakes me up and I'm like, okay, there it is.
There it
There I
is.
am.
Yeah,
There I am. And I just and
and it
again,
works.
just thinking about all the projects that I've accomplished, the the praise that I've gotten from my work,
Mm,
the recognition that I've gotten from my work is something that's so important and so special to me.
mhm.
And like I said, it definitely just shakes me out of that
Oh, definitely.
negativity.
Okay, so this is the question right here. So what
Okay.
what are your thoughts on the current trends and the future of design? So you got you got the artificial intelligence out here now. You have the virtual reality, you have the
Yeah.
augmented realities.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see that going? Do you feel like it's beneficial for us as creators? Do you feel like they're like, oh, it's gonna take my job in like 5 years? I mean,
Uh,
what's your thoughts around that?
I personally feel like technology will never 100% fully replace humans.
Hmm.
And the reason behind that is because there needs to be somebody driving that technology.
Absolutely.
And so, in the beginning, the whole thing with AI, it did make me nervous because you were constantly seeing things like, oh, animation people and
Hmm.
animation creators are losing their jobs from the studio. Designers are getting fired. Game developers are getting fired. AI is just kind of taking over everything,
Hmm.
and so it did make me feel like I had to prove myself even more than I already had.
For sure.
Um, but then it just kind of became like a thing that just wore off because
Hmm.
you started to see a lot of artists. This is the really cool thing about this being a thing. A lot of artists and the artist community really got together
Hmm.
and took a stance against protecting people's artwork and making sure you know how to keep your work protected. And
Hmm.
there's softwares out there that protect your work from AI and all of this really cool stuff. So I feel like there's definitely a light in that darkness, and it brought us all together, and so I
Agreed.
appreciate it for that. Now, do I think it's important? Do I think it's helpful? I do think it's helpful. I don't think that
Too helpful.
we should completely go without using it. I use AI. I use AI to ask questions like for research purposes.
Hmm.
So I definitely don't think it's something that will just go away
Hmm.
because it makes people uncomfortable. I just think people have to figure out how to utilize it to make it better for them.
Agreed. Trust me, it helped me out a whole lot. Hey, because I was that guy was like, man, I don't like the AI. Now
Yeah.
VR AR, yeah, for sure, I
Mhm.
love that.
Mhm.
But when you get talk about freaking machine learning, artificial intelligence, all that stuff, I'm like, hold on, no,
Yeah.
because
What
I don't want
dimension are we in?
what like, dude, are we in the iRobot space
Right.
here? Like, I'm
Right.
not. No, I don't want that in my design work and blah
Right.
blah. But it helped me out so much. I was
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's in every single thing. I'm like every website I go to, even with even in the creative suite,
Mhm.
it's like it's all
It's
there. And I'm just like,
insane.
oh my
It's insane. Like the generative fill or the generative fill in like Photoshop
god.
has been such a
Now
clutch.
that's yeah.
It has been such a clutch. Like I could have a picture that a stock photo that I'm working on, and it could be something as specific as me not liking how their hand pose was in the picture,
Yeah, you
and I
missing
just
fingers.
generate a whole new hand. It's like things like that. I feel like it's helpful, and so I don't hate AI.
Mm,
I think it's definitely useful, but that's all AI is. It's meant to be a tool.
right.
It's not meant to, take away from who you are as a creative. It's just like how could you use that to,
Hmm.
you know, make to make your work better or learn from it.
Right. What would you say the most unusual or unexpected place that you found inspiration?
Um, the most unusual or unexpected. To be honest, I'm always inspired. I'm always I could be anywhere. I could be at work, and it's always at work.
Mm-hmm.
I literally keep a gridded notebook in my bag because every day, I kid you not, every day almost around 9:45 ish in the morning,
Yeah.
I'll get a crazy idea for something. I'm like, oh, I gotta write that down
Yeah. Right.
because I can't perform on it because I'm at work.
Yeah.
So I always keep a notebook because I'm always getting ideas for something. I'm someone who's so easily inspired and influenced by
Mm-hmm.
all that's around me. I listen to I'm the type of designer who I have to design and work with music.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
cannot.
What type of music?
I'm very eclectic with it, but traditionally it's always like hip hop, rap. I listen to a lot of rock music. Sometimes, specifically in the morning, I listen to metal to get my day going.
Hold up.
Just like wake up, like, okay,
Like
yeah,
you
I'm
just go
here.
straight. Like you wake up and just like.
Yeah, like,
But, but,
I'm like, yeah, I'm here, guys.
oh.
I'm here. Okay, time to tap into the day.
All right. Say forget the coffee. We listen to heavy
Yeah,
metal.
that is my coffee, heavy metal, like just
Interesting. Okay.
getting in, just going for it. Yep.
All
And
right.
sometimes it's really funny because sometimes I forget to connect my headphones to my phone. So I think when I put my headphones on, that it's
Mhm.
already like on.
Right.
And so like there's been several moments where I've gone to play my music. I'm like, I don't hear anything. And then like my coworkers are like, Tiana, like they're
Oh
trying to like stop
wow.
me
Yeah.
before the screaming starts.
So you hear the beat of then they be like, hey
Yeah.
ho, we know
They're
what's going on.
Tiana's at it again.
That's
So
interesting. All right.
yep. Metal is my coffee, guys.
All right. Well, that's good. So okay, outside design is here. We talk about your other hobbies. What are those? Anime, manga. So okay, so all this is just straight manga
Just
collection.
all
All
manga.
okay. All right.
There's
So
no other. There's not even comics. My comics are upstairs. There's not even. This is just all 100% manga.
man, look, when I walked in here, y'all, my nerd went crazy. Look, when I tell you, I'm like, I was geeking out when I walked up in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So do you attend the conferences and
Hmm.
and of course you cosplay
Yeah.
too. So so each conference you go as a different like
Yeah.
person or just depend on your mood. Like how
It's always like, who am I feeling today? Like the last con I went to was Galaxy Con,
hmm
and I highly recommend that con if you have not been
That's
there.
in Raleigh, right? All
Yes,
right.
it's this month actually. It's at the end of the
Hold
month.
up. I
Yeah,
might here check that out.
you have
Yeah, I
to.
gotta.
It
I
is
always
a
want to go to one.
phenomenal convention. I've gone there. I lucked out the very first time I went was in 2021, and they had Jason David Frank there, and so I got to see
And
him.
who is that for the people that don't know who that
For
is?
people who don't know who Jason David Frank, he is the original Green Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which was a huge thing with me growing up. I love Power Rangers. I watched almost every single season of it into my adulthood. And Tommy was he was such a role model.
Mm-hmm.
That character, how he went from being the bad guy to the good guy,
Yeah,
and how he led a team of people. Just I loved his character, and so I got to meet him at GalaxyCon, the very first GalaxyCon that I went to. Unfortunately, he passed away like shortly after that. So I'm just glad. I'm just super grateful that I got to see him that year.
definitely.
But they have lots of really cool celebrities that come. I think William Shatner goes like almost every year. And I mean, if you guys don't know who William Shatner is, that's Star Trek. I
You gotta
mean,
start. Yeah,
Captain Kirk. Come on. Anyway, um, who else have they had there? They have a lot of wrestling people there
I would
too.
not have
If
expected
you're
wrestling
into
at the
wrestling,
back in the day. Yeah, like the
yeah.
Raw, SmackDown. Like I was into it, but now as I got older, I kind of drifted away from it,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of steered like more towards like Dragon Ball Z. That
Right.
was my thing growing up,
Right.
like Dragon Ball Z all the way.
Mm-hmm. They've had the voice actors for Goku and Vegeta there.
Mm.
That they're really big into getting the voice actors to come. So they've had people from My Hero Academia there. They've had people even from like Disney. Like they've had the voice actors for The Little Mermaid there the very first year that I went. So there's always and there's something for everybody there. It's not just an anime convention.
Mm-hmm.
It is anime, it's comics, it's sci-fi,
I'm
it's
gonna go.
games, it's everything. It's everything. It's a really great convention to go to. Now, if you're the type of person that don't like really big conventions, then I would
Mm-hmm.
not suggest this convention to you. If big
It's
conventions freak
too
you out.
big.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It's a
Like
lot of
average.
people. I mean, the Raleigh
Like
Convention Center is huge. So, hmm?
go ahead. No, I so
uh,
I messed up in my head, and
oh
yeah,
no, you're
but
good. The Raleigh Convention Center is huge, so it's definitely it fills up with so many people.
on average, how many you say people like you think will be there?
I would say definitely over. If you include like the vendors and the artists, it's definitely probably like well over like 2,000 people. Yeah,
Oof, that's a lot.
yeah.
But do they? I always want to ask this question. Do they have or when? Okay, they got the voice actors there. Do they charge when for like signatures and stuff like that?
Some people do, but not everybody.
Okay, all right. I was
And
like,
it's usually like when I saw Jason David Frank, his signature at this convention was $50
for their signature.
for the signature. But they also have a photo op. They also have a photo op where you can take pictures with these people as well. I don't know how much the pictures are. So I'm
That's
pretty sure
it's probably
it's
costly.
around the same price or even
Yeah,
more. But hey, if you're a really big
yeah,
fan
big fan. You'll pay that price.
of that, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
good enough. All right, so manga, anime,
Mm-hmm.
cosplaying. Do you
Cosplaying.
have any other things like you like really like to do?
I like to collect plants and I like to do little. Yeah, I got us like plants for this. This is a rubber plant. I
Rubber
have
plant?
yeah, I have several of them. They're really nice plants, really diligent plants as well. And I just thought it would be a cool reminder to just no matter what situation you're in, you could just always snap back.
Snap back. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh. I got like a little snake plant, but that's the only thing I
Oh, I
got.
have
And
several. I have several snake plants
I'm
too.
just like, I'm a plant dad now, but
Snake plants are
it's easy maintenance for me.
they're very easy maintenance because they're what I like to call iron plants. They're very hard to kill.
Oh yeah.
They're like industrial strength
Mm-hmm.
plants.
I get that paper towel. So I saw on your Instagram you
Mhm,
also ink too.
I do.
So what is a inker?
So
That's how you say it. Inker?
yeah.
All right.
So I like to when I do traditional art, I like to um just illustrate in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to do this technique called stippling, where you kind of detail your work dot by dot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so relaxing. It kind of reminds me of like doing like a diamond painting. You ever see those diamond paintings where you got to put
They're like a
the colorful like gems on the picture?
you color it in or you putting the or
It's
you
like a
actually
paint by number type of thing.
I think
You ever
so.
seen those?
I know people like get like the gems, they buy the gems and they stipple it. I mean
They
like
put it on a
on the
like a picture.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what stippling reminds me of. Like it's so intricate,
That's
and
takes so much time.
you do like the. It is very time consuming, The the longest time I've taken with a stippling piece was 25 hours.
Man. So when you
Yeah.
sit down, what's like? How long do you sit there? Because as artists,
Hmm.
you in that zone, and sometimes you forget to eat, you forget to
Yep.
drink.
Yep.
You might, you
Yep.
got cats, so you might forget to take. I mean, well, the cats can
Yep.
take themselves out, but you
Hmm.
might be like, oh shoot, I
Yep.
forgot to do whatever with my
Yep.
pets or something. Like
I will go in a good run for me is about 8 to 9 hours straight.
Mm,
And I would only stop to like go to the bathroom or
mm-hmm.
if I wanted some water. And you're right, I don't eat. Like I'm just in my
Wow.
zone as yeah, I got my music on. I'm really feeling how the piece is coming out. I want to see the finished product.
Mm-hmm.
So I really just, I don't want to lose that momentum. So I just
Yeah,
keep on
keep it on going. I feel you definitely. Yeah, same. I'm like, oh dang, it's nighttime now. I started daytime and nighttime. It's like I forgot to grab me a snack or
That
something.
actually happened one time. Um, it was like I was stippling and I started in the morning. And when I went to take a break, it was pitch black outside. And I was just like,
All right.
oh, what time is it? Oh my God, it's 11:30.
Dang. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes, but hey, it's worth it when the artwork is
Yeah,
finished.
especially like when you're really into it. Like
Definitely.
it feels really good. Like when you don't have nothing disturbing you and
Mm-hmm.
you're just going. I
Absolutely.
wanted to be an inker professionally.
How does
Um,
that work though? Like they have actual jobs for like inkers
they
for.
used to.
Okay.
So, at comic book companies, like Marvel, DC,
Mm-hmm.
you would have the job of the inker where they would ink the illustrations or ink the pieces before it went to color.
Oh, so, okay. So you got the panel or you got the
Hmm.
the sheet, and then
So
you
they would do all the the
the
black, the
sketching in
heavy
black.
black details, the outlines, the shading, and all that stuff before it moved to color.
That's how it is in some of the manga pieces, right? Because some mostly
Hmm.
black and white, and you got to
Yeah.
purchase a separate color version, right? So
Hmm.
that same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of almost, but now everything is digital now. And so like
Mm-hmm.
when I wanted to do it, it was more traditional. You sat at like a table, you sat there and you did your inking, and then it moved to the next process.
Gotcha.
Um would I get into it being digital? Like it just doesn't feel the same. I
Mm-hmm.
have definitely stippled things on my iPad and
Ooh, how was that?
it just doesn't feel the same. Yeah.
iPad can be. I'd rather have it like in my face, like you
Yeah.
know, iPad can be tedious, more tedious. I feel like more than paper
Yeah, and
sometimes.
there's like, there's brushes where there's like a bunch of dots, so you
Mm-hmm.
take up less time. It's like it's supposed to be faster, but eh,
Yeah.
it just
Uh,
doesn't feel the same. I made a mistake too. It's like too
Oh,
much
I
of it
made
came
a
out.
lot. Yeah. I might do something on top of it once it dries a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just kind of doing whatever. I probably will like after we do this, I'll probably like paint this whole thing white and do something different.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'll be like that too. I'm like, I don't like. I look at something for a while. I'm like, I don't like it no more.
Yeah,
Mark it out,
I didn't really
paint over
plan
it.
this. It's gonna start over.
Ooh, okay. So if you could collaborate with any artist,
Hmm.
dead or alive,
Hmm.
who would that be?
I would love to collaborate with this graffiti artist named Tony Riff.
Huh?
His work is so dope. It's everything that I admire about ink work. He creates really intricate and cool characters. Just his technique is just outmatched to me. I
Mm,
love watching him illustrate. I have several of his. I have his artwork on shirts. I have his artwork on stickers. I have prints. I really enjoy his work, and he's the perfect balance between like graffiti and just like I don't know, like he just has like a style that I you can't really put into words. It's just
mm,
really cool like what he does. I really love his artwork and a lot of my original art. is inspired by his characters and his technique. And
Mhm.
he's kind of almost the reason why I fell in love with being a black and white artist traditionally,
Mhm.
because it's just something that I learned in school, was that if it doesn't work in black and white, it's not going to work in color. And
Oh
so
wow, I've never heard
it,
that
yeah,
before.
so it just kind of always stuck. That always stuck with me. And
Mm.
when I see my illustrations in just black and white, I'm just like, I don't want to ruin it.
You don't want
So
to touch it, something for that color.
I'll add like small pops of colors. Like I might color the eyes, or I might, color the fingernails, or like color like a little thing on a
Mhm.
piece of clothing, or their hair or something. But like going full color is just not something that I do a lot. I do
Mhm.
it, but I don't do it often. It's also just helped me out throughout my career as a
Mhm.
designer. Like just seeing it in solid black and white before you start thinking about the color system,
Mhm.
and what those colors mean to the brand, and things like that.
Good old color theory.
Color theory was like one of my very first classes that I took in
Mhm.
my freshman year of college.
Gotta love it. I feel like that's if you're not learning that straight off, like shapes, color,
Mm-hmm.
shading. I mean, that's like the basic fundamentals. I feel like you're
Yep.
not learning that straight off. I think you should leave that design school.
Yeah.
Unless they
Or at least
or question what's going on.
question the syllabus, something like talk to the
Like if
dean.
we're going straight in talking about freaking designing some stuff, I'm like, hold on,
Yeah.
like
Where's the principles of
what's the
design?
principles, man? Can we talk about that first?
Yeah.
Let's sketch some stuff out before we start putting stuff on the computer.
Yeah.
So if you can illustrate any story, real
Mhm.
or imagined, what would it be and why?
I think I would want to create an inspirational story.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to create a story that no matter where you are, what walk of life you come from, it is always a constant reminder to for you to keep moving forward, for you to not give up, for you to, endure, to, keep pushing. Um, because like I said earlier, I feel like, especially being a creative, I feel like we definitely need more people reminding us of our
Mm-hmm.
abilities, reminding us who we are, reminding us that, there would be no whatever without us. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
important too. So I definitely would want to create something where I am that voice, or I create a character or whatever. I create a world where
Mm-hmm.
people can feel like they're included and they're respected and they're always reminded of their talents.
Powerful.
Yeah,
Y'all need us, folks. You need creatives in your life. Keep the world moving.
we do.
Like, oh,
Did you spill it on yourself?
no, I didn't. But
Okay.
something flew, but I don't know what flew. Okay, so where can people find your work? Any social media channels you have out there?
So, if you would like to see a lot of my older work, because I've definitely been on hiatus for a bit, you can find all of my illustrations on Instagram, and I have some stuff posted on TikTok as well, at Waffle Bubble Art. And if you want to see my professional work, you can see my portfolio on Behance if you just search my name, Tiana Nurse.
Ooh, I haven't heard Behance since people say Behance in a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a while since
Yeah,
I
I
heard that one.
still I still use Behance. I definitely want to move away from Behance and have like
Mm,
my own portfolio site, but Behance is what I have for now.
gotcha. And I'll post social media channel somewhere on this video. Just look around the
Hmm.
space.
I've been a designer for 12 years. So since I've graduated from college,
Hmm.
I've been pursuing the career path of design,
Yep.
and I have done nothing different. The only thing I'm doing different is learning new things in design. So right now I'm learning how to do more motion graphics and
Mm-hmm.
UI and UX. So like things that are still within the creative field,
Mm-hmm.
but doing something different.
Love it. And I
But
definitely
I
enjoyed my time and the conversation. I
yeah.
had to do a little zoom in, but folks, that concludes another episode of My Type of People, and we'll see you next time.
Bye guys. That was so much fun.